Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Grey Remnant here. Today we're going to be doing another edition of Week in Review, week of April 19th, 2015. We saw a lot of really cool builds this week on PMC. I had a lot of tough decisions to make. In fact, I don't think that there was one category that was an easy decision. But decisions have been made, and here is your best work of the week. So we're going to start, as always, with structures. I saw a lot of cool structures this week, you guys. I saw some crazy stuff. I saw some really scary stuff, like this one. I saw some really modern stuff, like this one. This is actually one of Jar 9's weird builds that he does, which are, I don't know how he comes up with this stuff, but he does. I think that's a office building. Maybe someday in the future, but definitely not anytime soon, because I've never seen anything like that before. But no, this week, the winner of Best Structure. The winner of Best Structure was something really impressive. It was the City of Montana, created by IG Wafflemouth. This is basically a really, really big city, and I believe that it's part of a bigger project. I think it's like something like Invalid Metropolis or something. Yeah, this is like one of 3 cities within it. So it's very, very large scale. I believe that he's been building this for like 2.5 years, which is impressive to say the least. Yeah, this is what happens when you have 2.5 years of work, is stuff like this happens. I think it's divided into like 6 subdivisions. Like you got downtown, midtown, uptown, Little Italy, city subdivision, and government plaza. You thought my Citadel was big? I only have 4 districts. He's got 6. He's intentionally trying to one-up me. How dare you, IG Wafflemouth? Well, mission accomplished, because this is much better than anything I've ever made, or anything I've seen pretty much this year so far. This is like, I don't know. So the different like districts in this city have some fairly different feels to it. The midtown is more like something out of Chicago or maybe downtown New York. The uptown looks a little bit more like San Francisco. And you've got like these outskirts, which is kind of like Grand Theft Auto 5. That's got a little bit more of a rural feel to it, and it's really crazy the amount of effort that's been put into this project. It's really crazy, and there was no way that this one wasn't going to win, because it's just so big. I mean, you've got like a little park, you got like a Ferris wheel and stuff. It's completely outside the box in terms of cities. So good job, IG Wafflemouth. That's 2 years of hard work, well used. I mean, I couldn't have made anything better in that period of time. I couldn't. You could hold a gun to my head and I wouldn't be able to outdo this. Virtually nobody could. So really, really, really good job. So, terraforming this week. There was a lot of terraforming. Last week there was very little. I had very little to choose from last week. This week it was an overhaul. There was so much terraforming to choose from. I had, I think, around 7, and they were all very close. We actually had, do you remember 7th Battalion? Yeah, he's apparently trying to get on Week in Review 2 weeks in a row. Nice try, but I can't do it, dude. I can't do it. It would be unfair. But unfortunately for 7th Battalion, he was outdone by 2 other, terraforming projects. I had the hardest time this week trying to pick between these 2, because they're very similar in form, in style, in size. One of them was a 7K map, meaning 7,000 by 7,000 blocks. The other one was 8,000. So they're very similar in terms of size, very similar in terms of types of terrain, climate and stuff like that. But basically we had these two different builds. And I can't pronounce this correctly. It's just impossible. We had something called Miscellaneous. I can't. I'm trying to pronounce the last part of the word, like Kenya. Miscellaneous. Something, I don't know. So yeah, it's basically like a very, very realistic island terrain. And then you have The Origin Lands by Janik Loeffler. I guess I'm pronouncing that wrong because there's no way I'm going to pronounce that name correct. But Janek Loeffler does a lot of really cool terraforming stuff. Always has, really. But, and it was really tough to choose between these two because really they're pretty similar. I mean, there's not much dissimilar about the two. They're pretty equal in size. It was a really tough judgment call for me. But the thing that I noticed that really is a distinction between the two is that Miscellaneous I'm sorry, I didn't even mention the guy's name. Zaward. I can't. There's no way. Zaward. This one seems to have a lot more distinction between the different types of terrain. Like you've got the desert portion, you've got the grassland portion, you got the mountain terrain. And they're there's no gradation between the two. It doesn't like go from mountain to desert slowly. It's just like a split. There's a split point where it changes. And I think that's the thing to me that puts Janek Loeffler's build or terraforming a little bit above the mark, because there's a lot of gradation in the origin lands. There's a lot more gradation. You see the transition between terrains, and the terrains are not all that dissimilar when you see them, but there are slight variations, and it's very, very realistic. It's hyper realistic. This is something you can very easily find on planet Earth somewhere, in a tropical region. And it's just so well done, and so you could tell that there was a ton of time put into this. And then, of course, every single image that Janek Loeffler presents to you is, of course, a render, because Janek Loeffler, I mean, you can't get much better in terms of renders. Any cool render you see, it was likely made by this person. Does it all the time for other people, which is really, really nice. But you could tell when you see it because they're really top-of-the-line renders. And ultimately, this one is just a little bit bigger than Miscellaneous. And so what I'm trying to say is I like Janek Loeffler's better. And this is definitely Terraforming of the Week. It's extraordinary. It's the way that the land is broken up, and you see like the integration of water everywhere. It's really, really, really impressive. You don't see stuff of this size or this caliber very often here on PMC, but today we do. And there's a lot of images of this, so if you want, you could go on PMC, download it, take a look around. It's amazing. One of the really cool things about this map is that not only does it look awesome, it actually has lore behind it. Yes, there's lore. I will read you some of the lore. Let's see if I can find it here. Okay, so lore. People I have to say this in an epic voice because it's written on epic paper. Like how that paper has like that brown tint to it. It's aged. It's thousands of years old, and it contains some ancient prophecy. That's right. It's that kind of story. So I have to use my epic voice. People have always wondered what a land like this would have to offer. Livestock, lumber, pure water, beasts awaiting to be tamed, and a great many other things. But this is not my real point. This land was once a world of its own, and these are the oldest origins of the Elves of Terra, from what many say. It's hard to believe that, though. Blah, blah, blah. Ooh, it just goes on and on. I'm not going to read you the whole thing. You're going to have to visit the page to read it, because I'm not going to spend 10 minutes reading it. But, there's lore, and it's pretty cool, so I recommend you read it. The map itself is divided up into, I think, three continents. I think, yeah, 3. So you got you've got Deliverin. I'm just riffing here. I don't know how to pronounce any of this stuff, but I'll just do my best. Deliverin sounds like an ingredient in like some medicine or something. It's like new with Deliverin to cure your Crohn's disease. Gelderin, also, it sounds like a vitamin. It sounds like a protein or something. Gelderin. Gelderin. And then, Jesus, dude, what is this? Nauxilon? Nauxilion, yes! I mean, the people who live here must be, like, so confused. It's like, how do we say this place? Oh, and there's caves, too! So, caves. This is the main reason why this one won over the other one, is basically because it's got the lore and it's got the different continents, and it's actually full of ores too. Yeah, this is actually perfect for survival mode because it's got all the resources you might need. So it looks great, and you can play it. I mean, what more can you ask for? That's a pretty good deal. I take it. I take that deal. But yeah, very, very impressive. Very impressive work, Janik. I'm probably saying your name wrong. So sorry. I tried. But, which leads us to our final build, which is organic work. Now, organic work this week, we had some really, really different organic work to what we usually see on this series. The first two organic projects that I gave the win in the first two episodes of Week in Review were pure organic work. Namtaru and Demon Legion were pure organic. But this week we saw a lot of hybrids. And when I say hybrids, what I mean is crosses between terraforming, structure, and organic. And it's really tough for me to classify these types of projects because I don't know if I'm supposed to think of it as a structure or terraforming or organic work. We had this dolphin thing where you have dolphins like leaping out of the ocean with ships on their back. And you can see how this is a hybrid because you've got the ship portion and the dolphin portion. Is it a structure? Is it organic work? Ultimately, I think this is organic work because I think that the dolphins are the center of the project. And so ultimately, I say that this is organic work. This is really cool. I mean, this was earlier in the week, I think. This was done by Jim Jobway. Yeah, Jim Jobway. This is really cool. And the other one that's similar to it is this one. It's called The Land of Tortium. It's like a tortoise with a castle on its back, and there's terraforming all around it. You got other tortoises swimming in the water. Ultimately, this is terraforming, structure, and organic work all put into one, but ultimately I consider it organic work. This was very recent. I think this was uploaded on Saturday. This was Hypixel Build Team. You see a lot of cool stuff from them. And then, of course, we also saw this absolutely beautiful tree pack. People do tree packs where it's like basically trees, schematics that you could put into your world if you want. But these are like, I've never seen anything like this. This was made by Pluto You There. I think that's how you pronounce what Pluto You There. I think that's what he's trying to say. I don't know what the name is supposed to be. Again, I don't know how to pronounce it. I don't know if I pronounce it as one word or three words. But nevertheless, this is amazing. This is one of the best tree packs I've ever seen. And it had a good shot of winning. And that's not easy for a tree pack to win Week in Review because it's not really a whole idea. It's a sparse collection of ideas. But this one came close. That's impressive. Definitely one of the best tree packs I've ever seen. But ultimately, I think that the build that took it a step above typical organic work was Draosia. I pronouncing that wrong almost certainly, but it's a build made by Hytherdell PMC. This build, it's so crazy. This is outrageous. The person who made this has to be a maniac. I mean, this is insanity, people. This is insanity. This is like something I've never seen anything like this. It is top notch organic work. You want to talk about scary stuff? Namtaru and Demon Legion don't even come close to this. This is scary as hell. All right, I don't know what it is, but it's a miasma of death and despair condensed into this like very, very brightly colored totem. I don't know if that's what you want to call it, but that's what it is. And you have like this castle portion sitting next to it. I'm not going to talk about that very much because I just want to talk about the organic portion. But there is fantastic architecture in this as well. Like this could have won structure and organic work all in 1 week. But I mean, you look at this. You could try and pick this apart. You'd be hard pressed to do it because there's so many different elements in this sculpture. You've got like a skull is kind of the center of it, and then you've got all these thin tentacle-like things sticking out of its head, and you got like ribs flaking out to the side. It's really, really bizarre, like beyond belief. You know what it actually reminds me of? It reminds me of Gravelord Nito from Dark Souls. I don't know if this was an inspiration for him because he didn't mention it in the build, but it really reminds me of that. That was the first thing I thought when I saw it. When I first saw it, I thought, this can't be brand new. This had to have been made this has to be an update. No, it's brand new. It was never updated. It's completely brand new. It was started in November of last year, so 6 months? 6 months well spent, dude, because this is, again, beyond anything, this is the best organic work of the year so far, to me. Well, I don't know. Esther the Dragon playing guitar was pretty good. It's close between the two, very, very close, but and eventually, if you guys haven't heard, I'm actually going to be doing a year in review at the end of the year, where I'll take all the winners of all the weeks and I will come up with the best one of the year. And right now, it seems like a pretty close battle between Draosia and Esther the Dragon. Really top-notch organic work. You don't see this every week. This was posted just like right before I did this review. It was like at the last minute it was posted. I think like 5 o'clock on Saturday. It's amazing. And you've got, and this isn't the only, as if it's not enough, there's more organic work in this build than just this main totem. You got this within the castle. You've got like this demon here, kind of lunging out of the wall. That's awesome. It's that in and of itself could have contended for organic work of the week. You've got tons. You got these statues over here. You got like this guy who's wearing kind of like a Trojan helmet or something. He's like a skeleton. Bizarre, but awesome. And you've got these other two sculptures here as well. I don't think the one on the right is done. This is the only image of it, so I can't get more. But the one on the left is awesome. I think it's like an assassin with two like swords and like a bandana. It's just, you take this all together. This isn't just the best organic work of the week. This is hands down the best project of the week. I mean, this is so outrageously out of bounds in terms of creativity that there was no way it wasn't going to win. Which is a tragedy for the tortoise thing, because that one deserves a win because it's so good, but I can't. Sorry, the skeleton Draosia is far superior. I'm so sorry, but that's just the way it is, you know. There's always a lot of big contenders to choose from week after week, and it's always a tough pick for me, but there you have it. Those are the 3 best projects of the week. Thank you very much for watching. If you like this, give it a like, comment, subscribe, share it with your friends. If you're looking at it on PMC, give it a diamond. Also, go to the creators of the content this week and give them some diamonds. Not that they need it. They've already gotten hundreds, as they should, but give them an extra one. Why not? And a favorite. Why not? I mean, if this isn't one of your favorite builds, there's something wrong with you. But you know, and I will see you guys again next week. Before we go, I just wanted to address an issue. Is that I've promised a lot of people I'm going to review their builds, a lot. I've currently got like around 40 of them in the hopper that I'm trying to get through. They will get done. I've gotten around like 7 of them done yesterday and the day before that, and I just need to edit them, do some post editing, some annotations, and then I'll upload them. So you'll see a lot of uploads probably this next week. Parkour Laboratory is also getting close to a point where I'm comfortable releasing it. Maybe not this week, maybe the week afterwards. And also I have a yacht for you guys. So there's a lot of stuff coming very soon. I didn't upload anything this past week, I don't think. No, I didn't. Yeah, I've been busy with writing the Citadel backstory. So eventually all that will come out in the near future, and you'll have a lot more stuff from me very soon. So yeah, look forward to it. Thank you guys for watching. See you guys next week. Bye-bye.